الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. What comes after Ramadan is a really important question, because Ramadan is not supposed to be an aberration, something that you are done with, but it should be a chain that keeps connecting you throughout the years and throughout the month to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Something that we build on, not forget. And you could see this from hadith of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam when he said, من صام رمضان ثم أتبعه ستا من شوال كان كمن صام الدهر. If you fast Ramadan and you follow that with 6 days of Shawwal, it would be as if you fasted the entire year. Which means that if you were to do this year after year, it counts as if you have fasted all or most of your adult life. The entire year. And Allah Azza wa Jal gives this abundant reward for few days that follow Ramadan, to signal to us that we're not done and we're not supposed to be done. And these 6 days, you could fast them one after the other. You could disperse them. You could fast first the days that you've missed from Ramadan and then those days, or if you're unable to combine them both in Shawwal, you can do the first 6 of Shawwal first, then follow that up with the missed days of Ramadan in Shawwal or later on. There's flexibility in all of that. But it does tell you that when we were fasting in Ramadan, we don't really stop fasting after it. We start thinking about what did fasting teach us, and how can I maintain that feeling, that proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that proximity to His book. How can I maintain it? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you, well, don't then stop fasting. Keep on. And it doesn't even stop with the 6 days of Shawwal. But you have Mondays and you have Thursdays to remind you every single week of what fasting can give you. You have 3 days and every month that the Prophet ﷺ would fast, whether the middle of the month or if he missed that, the end of the month or the beginning of the month. But there are 3 days, and if you fast those 3 days, it'll be written as if you fasted the entire month. So that's fasting. But it doesn't even stop with fasting. Remember the salah in Ramadan, especially the obligatory one. And Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam said in a hadith, تحترقون تحترقون فإذا صليتم الفجر غسلتها ثم تحترقون تحترقون فإذا صليتم الظهر غسلتها وهكذا إلى العشاء قال ثم تنامون فلا يكتب عليكم حتى تستيقظوا. He said alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, you burn, but when you pray Fajr, it washes that away. Then you burn and you burn. And when you pray Dhuhr, it washes that away. Then you burn and you burn. When you pray Asr, it washes that away. Then you burn and you burn. When you pray Maghrib, it washes that away. And then you burn and you burn. But when you pray Isha, it washes that away. And then when you sleep, nothing is written against you until you wake up. Means this is a burning of sin. A burning of mistakes. And you need every single salah to cleanse you, to comfort you, to guide you, to protect you. And if you neglect that salah, you'll keep burning. And it's a figurative burning in this dunya, where you are burning on the inside and outside with torment, with anxiety, with pain, with uncertainty, with conflict, with friction. You're burning, and this life keeps burning you. Where is your refuge if it's not your salah? But when you pray, you get comforted, you get protected, you get cleansed. And if you don't, and you accumulate those sins in that burning, it turns into physical burning in the next life. So this is your salah, this is your refuge. And you protect it before and after with the sunan, with the sunnahs. So you keep getting closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you don't forget about the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, because this was your companion, this was your friend, this was your comfort. Went into your ear and from your ear into your heart. That was your companion in Ramadan. Would you neglect it right after? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ وَكِتَابٌ مُبِينٌ. There has come to you from Allah Azza wa Jal a light and a clear book. يهدي به الله من اتبع رضوانه سبل السلام ويخرجهم من الظلمات إلى النور بإذنه ويهديهم إلى صراط مستقيم. Allah continued by saying, for those who are seeking Allah's pleasure, Allah will guide them with this Quran. and He will extract them from the darknesses into the light, and He will guide them into the straight path. That is the book of Allah Azza wa Jal, a light on your tongue, a light in your body, a light in your house, a light for your heart, a light for your family, a light when you leave the house. And we made a lot of dua in Ramadan. But Allah Azza wa Jal is still there. And our need is still there. Are you going to disconnect from Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and allow yourself to sink in ghafla? Wayward attractions of this world that cover up your heart and mind and eyes. We need to keep calling on Allah Azza wa Jal, especially in these times, to save us and protect us. What will my last word be before I die? What will my last breath be like before I die? Will I be believer or not? We are facing one fitna after the other. How will I fare in this fitna? How will I protect myself from the temptations of this life if Allah is not beside me and I'm not rushing towards Him subhanahu wa ta'ala? How can I guide my spouse? How can I be a model for my children? How can I do all of this when I'm not close to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala? So Ramadan is not supposed to be an aberration. Ramadan is supposed to be a stage that sets you for what comes next. And for that you must have a plan. A plan for I'm going to have a hizb of the Quran, a portion of the Quran that I will read, whether it's in salah or outside of it, a page or 2 or 5 or 10. But this is my companion every single day because I want to be guided and I want to be protected and I want to have that light into my heart. I will observe my salah on time and I will not compromise that. I will add the sunan. And I will also pray at night, even if it was just simply 3 rak'ahs. Because I used to do this frequently, every day in Ramadan. And I don't want to let go of it. And the best salah, as he said, alayhi salatu wassalam, right after the obligations, is the salah at night. When you're alone with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, free of distractions, and you get to talk and you get to understand what you are saying. And your dua goes from your heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. So you do not deprive yourself of that unless you want to deprive yourself of all good. Allah Azza wa Jal had blessed you and blessed us all with a great opportunity in Ramadan to be the best that we can at that moment. And Allah wants from you to continue that effort, to push. Yes, life will be distracting. Life will be demanding. Maybe not a lot of people around you will be doing, but you maintain a minimum that you say to yourself, this is going to be me. This is going to save me. This is going to be my relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because then when you need Allah, you'll find Him right next to you. Then when you call on Allah, you will find Him answering you. Then when you need help, you will not be alone. Because you are always next to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't let the dunya distract you. Don't let those foolish around you distract you. Don't let money overtake your life. There's a death that we are getting ready for. And before that, turmoils and tribulations that stand between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you have the key and you have the power. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه وأصلي وأسلم على رسوله محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. When we witness a war like the war that we are witnessing today, it presents with it its own challenges and its own fitnas, pressures, confusions, where not all of us are aware of what to do and what to say and what to feel. So I'll share with you a few principles that should help anybody in any fitna, in any uncertain times. First of all, this is a war of aggression. There's no doubt about it. And no Muslim should want it to continue. No Muslim should cheer on and say, yeah, let them bomb Iran for what they have done. Or let them bomb the Gulf. They brought it on themselves. That's not our position. You don't wish harm upon another Muslim. You don't wish for them to be terrorized and frightened. You don't wish for the prospect of them dying or losing electricity or not having enough to eat or losing fresh water. And Allah Azza wa Jal described what the people of the book are doing now when He said, كلما أوقدوا نارا للحرب أطفأها الله ويسعون في الأرض فسادا والله لا يحب المفسدين. Whenever they kindle the flame of war, Allah puts it out. And they strive to spread corruption in the land. And Allah does not love the corruptors. That's what they do. And that's what they will continue to do. Start a war after another. Sacrifice the lives of millions. And they don't really care about the lives of children or women. Lives of Muslims or even non-Muslims. They don't really even care about the hardship that they're putting the entire globe under. People don't have enough energy. Factories have to close. They're saying if this continues, people are not going to have enough fertilizer to farm the land, which means that food prices are going to rise. Some people are not going to have enough food. And if it continues, expect famine in some areas. They don't care about any of that. So we don't wish for that to continue. And Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam said in a hadith, إن الخطيئة إذا عملت فشهدها أحدهم فلم ينكرها أو لم يكرهها. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا عملت الخطيئة في الأرض كان من شهدها فكرهها أو أنكرها كمن غاب عنها ومن غاب عنها فرضيها كمن شهدها. It says if a sin is done in the land and if someone is right next to it but he hates it or he speaks out against it, it'd be written as if he did not witness it. Is free from its sin. But someone who's far away from it and he likes it, it'd be written as if he's right next to it, meaning as if he saw it. He could do something to stop it and he didn't. All that because he liked it. So we do not like sin, and that is a sinful thing that they are doing. Second of all, when we speak, we have to speak with justice and speak with compassion and empathy. If we are not sure about something, we don't have to say anything, do we? We don't have to weigh in. We don't have to blame this party or the other party if I'm not sure. And if you want to say something, especially if you're a person of influence on social media, let's say, or you are a student of knowledge, talib ilm, or even if you are a alim, you consult those around you and say, am I seeing things the right way or not? Or am I confused? Am I seeing it only from one side and not the other? And in so doing, you'll have a better opinion. And don't say things that are going to fragment Muslims and divide them further. Right? Because you have to look at the plan, long-term plan that they have for us. What is the long-term plan? The long-term plan is not just simply a war against a particular country and they're done, is it? The plan is to divide Muslims and fragment them and weaken them and decimate every single country, one after the other, and they are public with that. It's not just like we are surmising and guessing what they're going to do. They are public with it. Once we are done with Iran, what will we do? Turkey. And some analysts have said, no, Turkey is too hard for them. They'll go after Saudi Arabia. There cannot be any country that is strong enough that could potentially pose a risk. They'll decimate it. And they will go next, and then they will go next. So we're not supposed to fight with each other. If I have a different opinion of you, I'm supposed to be sympathetic. Someone who is under a missile attack, who's worried about his children and their life, is not going to have the same emotions and feelings and positions as you who is watching far away. So instead of being judgmental, instead of canceling the other because they said something in a moment of weakness that is wrong, be sympathetic, be empathetic, and say afterwards, after the fog of war, then we will see things more clearly. But for now, let's forgive each other. And let's also keep two things in mind at the same time. And if I'm wrong, tell me that I'm wrong after the salah. Iran is problematic, but this does not mean that we surrender it to its enemies. And these two things are important to keep in mind at the same time. Iran is problematic, yes, in their creed and in their ideology. And by the way, when I'm speaking about governments. I'm not talking about people. And we should stop identifying people as the government and the government as the people. If you are against a particular government, don't indict the entire population. They have no say in what is happening. If you're against a government in the Gulf, don't indict the entire population. They have no say in what the government is doing, right? They have no say. So why are they guilty? They're not. Do they deserve punishment for it? They don't. So why is Iran problematic? In its creed, in its ideology, it is problematic. You can see it in them calling on other than Allah Azza wa Jal. Ya Ali, Ya Hussein, Ya Fatima, Madad. That is shirk in Allah Azza wa Jal. We're not calling them all disbelievers. We're not. We're not ushering people into hell. We're supposed to teach and educate. But we say this is a severe thing to have. And they have other problems in their creed. Why do we say this? So that you do not expect that the victory of Allah is going to be handed to people who are displeasing to Him. A victory can be handed to them. Disbelievers can be victorious. But the victory that we are talking about, the one, is not going to be handed to a people who displease Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't be disappointed. Expect, be wiser, be mature about it. At the same time, does that mean that we just let them go to be slaughtered against an enemy that wants the worst for them and the worst for us? Absolutely not. God forbid. Because we know that we are next in line. And you already hear statements about Muslims being terrorists again. And if it's not the Afghanis who are terrorists, it's the Iraqis, and it's not the Iraqis, it's the Syrians. If not the Syrians, it's the Yemenis. And if it's not the Yemenis, it's the Saudis. And if not, it's the Egyptians. And if your turn has not come yet, just wait a couple of years. And you'll be called a terrorist. All of us are by default. And the fact is, it is them who are that. And they're just simply projecting. Because they don't want to be labeled as such. Again, what is happening is not under our control. But we can control our dua. We can control our tongues. And we can look for the best outcome and hope for it. And we can also prepare for what's going to come after this. Because whether it takes 2 days for it, 2 weeks, or 2 months for this war to end, it's going to end. But the plan is never going to end. The plan will continue rolling. And it's going to touch us sooner or later. What was happening in Gaza perhaps did not physically touch us, right? Emotionally it did. But physically it did not touch us. This one already touched you. Higher prices. Already touched you. So you cannot run away from it. You can't hide from it. You can't say, I'm safe. There's no place where you will be safe. And eventually, as the fitnas grow, it will consume us as well. And that is why, if we go back to the beginning of the khutbah, why Ramadan is important. Because you have to be the kind of believer, when the fitna comes, you're up to it. You know what to say, you know how to behave, it doesn't consume you. You are wise, you are rational, you're not just simply emotional, saying things because you feel hurt. No. I know what the plan is, and I know what I'm supposed to do, and I can be patient. Because my ibadah, my worship taught me to be patient. And reading the Quran taught me wisdom. And following the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ taught me wisdom. I know what they're about to do, and I know how to behave. And I know how to not fragment Muslims, but unite with them against a common enemy. To ask Allah Rabbil Alameen Arhamar Rahimin to foil their plots and turn their plots against them. And for Allah Azza wa Jal to spare us and all the Muslims the destruction that they seek for us. and to protect us all from their plots now and in the future, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you that you preserve the life of all Muslims, whether it is in Iran or Lebanon or in the Gulf or any other place that they are under attack, Ya Allah Rabbal Alameen. Spare their lives and protect them. And whenever a Muslim is facing famine, shortage of food, Ya Rabbal Alameen, provide for them with rain, provide for them with fertile land, provide for them, Ya Rabbal Alameen, and bless their food for them, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, make us to be ready for the fitnas that are about to come. Fill our hearts and minds with wisdom. Allow us to see the Muslims as our brothers and sisters. Allow us, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to be a force for good, not a force for evil. A key for good, not a key for evil, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, allow us to be steadfast after Ramadan. Allow us, Ya Rahman Rahimeen, to continue to fast, to continue to pray on time, to continue to make dua, to continue to pray at night, to make the Quran our companion, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Ya Rabbal Alameen, forgive us all the Muslims, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Allahumma a'inna ala dhikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Allahumma ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qulubana ala dinik. Allahumma ya musarrif al-qulub, sarrif qulubana ala ta'atik. Allahumma na'udhu bika min al-fitan ma dhahara minha wa ma batan. Allahumma thabbitna ba'da Ramadan. Allahumma thabbitna ba'da Ramadan. Allahumma thabbitna ba'da Ramadan. Waj'alna min as-salihin. وأحسن لنا الخاتمة رب العالمين واحشرنا مع المتقين مع نبيك محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين وأقم الصلاة.